Okay, so hello and welcome. Welcome to day 3 of Ignite. My name is Alberto Martinez Interiano. I'm a product marketing manager in the Office mobile apps team, and along with my colleague Pankaj, we'll be sharing today a couple of things. One, we'll just give you an overview of the Office mobile, share some of the immediate tips about how to increase your productivity from your team and your organization with the Office mobile apps. And finally, we'll give you a sneak peek of sort of the latest features and what's coming up in the next few months. So before we start, we'd like to ask you a few questions. In terms of, can I show you quickly a raise of hands in terms of who uses their mobile phones to get any work done? I mean, okay, it seems like 80+% of you guys, great. How about who uses Office mobile, Word, Excel, or PowerPoint on a frequent basis? Excellent, great. So I think that you're definitely the core audience for this session. As you probably know, we started this journey about 4 years ago. I mean, it seems like a while back, but it wasn't until 2014 when we launched the Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, the Office mobile apps on iOS and sooner on Android. And we've got a lot of good traction so far. So it's been really quite pleased with the result that we got from the market. So we have a couple of t-shirts that we'd like to give away just in terms of numbers. The first one is who knows what's the total downloads that the apps have got so far? And I'll give you, kind of A, B, and C.
Any guesses?
How many? Close? Yeah. A little more. Yeah, it's higher than that. More. A billion, yeah, that's a little, getting close. Anybody else?
Think bigger, think bigger.
Okay. So the answer is 1.5 billion. So I think that you were sort of the closest, and you win a t-shirt. Thank you. So it's 1.5 billion across both iOS and Android. And another just quick question. In terms of that, how many monthly active users for Word, Excel, and PowerPoint across both platforms? And I'll sort of give you a couple of answers. 50 million, 80, or 100 million users? 80?
You're close.
Was that 100? Okay. It's 100. We just surpassed the 100 million.
I love you, man.
Wow. So yeah, thanks. In and running. And so far, and another good data point is that our ratings have been increasing, and right now I think the latest average is about 4.5 stars on both platforms. So far, I think it's been good progress. What we like to say is this is sort of phase 1, which is getting all the capabilities that we have on desktop and use it on mobile, and really being able to get work done on mobile devices. And we're about to start, we're in the process of starting phase 2, which is truly about coming up with mobile-first and mobile-only functionality to the apps, which we'll see later, a couple of features that are starting on that path. In terms of kind of at a very high level, Office mobile apps, right? What we, sort of our promises are, one, that it's unmistakably Office, and it looks and feels just like, a familiar Office experience. Enables you to get productive anywhere, anytime, right? We know that all of us, right now, we're not tethered to our desktops, and we really we need the capabilities being able to work no matter where we are. Also, this is not only about personal productivity, but there's a lot of scenarios where we need to collaborate, share, and just get work done with others, colleagues and friends. So the ability to do that, it's also one of the core pillars for the Office apps. And finally, we know that enterprise readiness, security and manageability are core tenets for the enterprises. So there's also part of the Office apps. So quickly on kind of the first one, which is, looks and feels like Office. As we know, one of the main benefits of this is that there is that navigation. The people who are used to the desktop, the ribbon, you can get up and running really quickly with a very familiar Office experience. Also, the content fidelity, which is your documents, the formatting, the layouts, just look and stay consistent across devices. So that really allows you for a seamless experience, no matter if you're working on a phone or a tablet, on the web, or on the desktop version of the apps. Cloud connectivity is a big part of this. So one of the beauties of this is the fact that there's that tab at the bottom left-hand corner. The recent tab allows you to really see the documents, the recently used documents on any platform. So for example, you were working at the office on a document and they want to continue later on your phone or tablet, that list shows right there with you without having to look for it. So really you can continue the experience across any device on a seamless way and pick up really where you left off. Also, there is a very easy way to know which documents have been shared with you. In this case, there's a list of documents that somebody shared with you. So in a matter of one click, you can get to the ones that require your attention and the ones that people have been want you to do something with it. And also, this is all enabled via the cloud connectivity, right, which allows you to work really anywhere. And this is thanks to an integration to not only first-party solutions like OneDrive, SharePoint, OneDrive for Business, but also third-party, and the list continues to grow. In this case, this is just a snapshot of some of the other cloud service providers that integrate with the Office apps, right? For example, Box, Dropbox, and others. Optimized for mobile. So one of the sort of least known secrets that I think that really are the lighters is the fact that there's a mobile view, which what this allows you to do is, as you see here, it sometimes is without really having to pinch and zoom, and sometimes, especially on a small screen, it's really hard to read it. The mobile view allows you to just for one click, and the layout and the formatting becomes sort of like a e-reader type of style, which makes it a lot easier to consume content while on the go without really having to pinch and zoom. Yeah, and in this case, you can see it renders even some of the charts, graphics, text in a very, very easy to digest format, which is great. There's also, in PowerPoint, there's a feature called Presenter View. And what this allows, and we're actually just testing it now, this allows you to present a PowerPoint presentation without really showing. You can see that the presenter can see the notes. In this case, you can see the speaker notes, while when you're presenting on a much bigger screen, it only shows the slides that you want to present. So it's a way to read your notes from your phone while presenting on a large screen device. Inking is sort of a trend that is coming in terms of natural user interfaces and making it easier to use styluses or even your hand to make annotations. And the Office mobile apps, as you can see on the right, makes it very easy to, especially on an iPad, to take advantage of those capabilities and really annotate and make any type of notes on charts, on graphics, while using them with a stylus or a pen. So this is kind of some of the tips about individual productivity. In terms of group or teamwork, there are a couple of scenarios I would like to share. One is that's really easy to share in a matter of 2 clicks, to share your documents with others. In this case, we can see that you can just go and select share, and you can use either as a hyperlink or as an attachment to Outlook, and share whatever you're working on with your colleagues. Another one, which is it's a real-time co-authoring. And as we can see in this case, It's a very easy to sort of, at the same time, you can work with multiple people. Once you've shared a document, and really see in real time the typing and the different, where everybody's in the document. In this case, you can see Megan Bowen. There's that little icon that shows you where Megan is in the part of the document, and see the real-time typing as it goes along. So it's a great way to sort of collaborate real-time while working on a document. Also, commenting, which is something that we've recently launched on desktop. This is also available on mobile. And this allows you to see threaded comments and see from the conversation. In this case, you can see that you can highlight the specific part of the text that you would want to add a comment, and then down at the bottom, it's very easy to follow the thread. In this case, Megan is asking for, this number is not the same, and then Deborah write it within the document on mobile, on your phone, on her phone. She can sort of add or reply to the comments and continue the thread in a very easy to follow way. So this is, I'd like to then pass it on to my colleague, Pankaj, for a few of the sort of the features that are on the works and will be available in the next couple of months.
So hello, everyone. I don't need this. I'll be demoing. So now it's the time for some live demos, some real cool features that are, some of them are mobile-first features that you would really enjoy. Some of them are actually, will help you complete your job work done using mobile in a very collaborative environment. So just a small pause, because what happens with demo is we just crashed and we're just rebooting it. So, so in the meantime, what I'll do is I'll again open it up for a few questions that we may just ask you a few more t-shirts to give away. You have a question to ask? Oh, great.
You have any more shirts? No, just kidding. So the biggest problem I have with moving with all of this is that there is no, let's call it, today anyway, Azure corporate drive. I would call it, clever name, we call it Skype for Business. Not Skype for Business, sorry, OneDrive for Business, but Microsoft's already burned that name. License is basically an advertising difference. Very little difference between personal and corporate. What I need to make this work is to have a file system that I can keep in Azure. And I talked with the guys that claimed he was the head of all cloud apps. I talked with SharePoint guys. On and on and on and on. I ended up, after an hour and a half talking to the guy at Azure, it says that Azure Data Lake Service version 2 will probably do it. In fact, talked to other guys, they don't know anything about it. You know anything about it?
No, I am as blank like others, but let me,
You've got that list
right,
that shows
right,
Skype,
right,
Skype,
right,
OneDrive,
right.
Box,
No, that's,
have
yeah.
file system.
Yep, that's a great feedback. But you were also saying that how different would this Azure thing would be from OneDrive for Business or SharePoint? Okay.
The storage is the same. Ownership is different. Currently, you have a OneDrive that's personal, right?
Yep.
Now, I realize it's OneDrive for business, but it's your drive.
Yep.
So you've got files stored on it. You're the CFO, you're working on a bunch of stuff in the middle of an acquisition, you get killed by a car.
Yep.
Right? Privacy policies, flush that data, I'm stuck.
Yep.
No good.
Yep.
I need a file share that is a corporate, owned by the corporation, and run like an NTFS share on a server. And this way I can keep that data. And I appreciate Microsoft's position of, no, we're in a democratized world, users do what they want. That's 2025, 2030. Today, we still need to manage it, right? There still needs to have that structure. So
Valid,
that's my question.
valid feedback.
So how can you work in Box and these other things and
Not work with.
Azure?
No, that's a fair question. I don't have an answer right now, but that's a fair question that I can take back and. Thank you. Any other questions here?
I have a short question. It's about co-authoring. Is it any better on the mobile? Because when we co-author using OneDrive or SharePoint, we have an auto lock issue, and it goes to read-only on people.
So the short answer to your question is yes. We've been seeing those issues. But then the collab, one of the biggest priority for Office right now is to improve collab, right? Because we understand that teamwork is important. So the kind of issues that you are mentioning, very soon, we're going to fix them across the endpoints. And you should be able to seamlessly do it across, right? And then you might have seen some collab sessions where we want to increase the scale to 30 plus people. When people are co-authoring, you can actually co-author, enter into a session with 30 plus people, and that's going to solve all these problems very soon. But good feedback, thank you. Any other question in the meantime? Yeah.
I saw in the screenshot that there was an @mention in the comments. Is that
Yes.
available now?
Good question. I have a demo on that. The answer is yes.
Yes.
And we believe there's going to be a hero mobile scenario where you can actually mention people. The other person receives a notification on his mobile, gets work done, and then you just seamlessly complete the task. So very soon we're going to see this demo.
There we go.
I think we can take one more question. It's just booting up. Can I request you to take the mic, please?
So when doing co-authoring, do all the files have to live inside of OneDrive or SharePoint? Or I noticed that you had the added place for files such as footer and
Right now it
G Drive, et
works.
cetera.
Yeah, right now it works with the first-party apps. It has to be OneDrive for Business or SharePoint.
Okay, and do you have a roadmap plan for when it would be available for other things, or is that not going to be?
It is there, but it's a part of the product backlog. But it's hard to say right now when that's going to come.
Okay, cool, thanks.
Some point of time, yes.
There's one last one.
Please.
The features that you're going over today are for mobile. Will these be also rolled out for Office Mobile for Windows 10, or is it just iOS and Android?
Yeah, great. I'd say great question. Right now, the features that we are talking about are actually iOS and Android.
No?
But then one of the things that we really want is we want to maintain parity across all endpoints, not just mobile, but across all endpoints. So sooner or later, these features will light up on all platforms.
Got it.
Right? So with that,
Ready.
let's get into the live demos. Right? So you can see the screen, right? So it will be all wirelessly projected and things like that. So let's start with an Excel demo. How many times have you guys got into a situation where you have valuable information as a part of printed format, and you wished that you could get it into Excel so that you could have run quick analysis on that, right? So let's see how we are solving it now with this new feature, which is insert data from picture. You open Excel. In the contextual command bar, you say insert data from picture, and this is what you get. You click on it. So this feature does majority of the heavy lifting in a very intelligent way and gets this data to you. So again, the bummer was earlier the demo didn't work. This time it worked super beautifully. We were supposed to see some low confidence entries, which you could have used to highlight. Then you could have changed it. Let's say I make Australia as Australia. You could have made those changes, right? And once you make those changes that are reflected in the preview, in one click you can just insert it, right? Pretty cool, because a lot of time you have data in printouts. Thank you so much. Thank you for the encouragement. Really appreciate that. And once the data is in Excel, you know there are a bunch of things you can do. Remove unwanted rows. You want to run a quick analysis to see which country fetches the greatest revenue. Just sort them. You know United States is the one. You can run quick analysis to see what are the total number of units sold. If you see the top bar, it says, it gives you these quick analysis. You can, the sum, the average, the count, numerical count, maximum, and things like that, so that you don't have to type in these formulas, right? Because that's going to be cumbersome on mobile. Like Alberto was mentioning, these are small features that actually build mobile habits, and this is kind of one. With that, let me move to another cool feature that we're proud of, that we believe will make you more effective as a presenter, right? So as a presenter, you would want to detach from your laptop. You would want to engage with your audience, right? So I opened this presentation. I'm going to just present it, and this is what you get, right? You can completely control the PowerPoint presentation from your mobile with all animations and things like that, right? What you can also do is, you have a presenter view, which Alberto was talking about, which has your speaker notes for your reference. What you can also do in here is get to important parts of the slide which you think need attention. While you're talking about numbers, you can also make ink marks to highlight things that you want people to see. And last but not the least, you can actually also use your phone as a laser pointer. So you don't need a clicker or a laser pointer as a separate thing. So everything in your companion, the companion that's already with you, all you need is a cloud-connected file that you can have on your phone, and rest just works for you. Pretty cool, right? Thank you. With that, let's talk about some of these collaboration features. Someone mentioned. So how about, more often than not, what we normally do is we work together as a team on a document, right? There are different sections that are filled by different people. There are so many people who help in authoring. There are even more people who help in reviewing. So an example of a document, which let's say me and my team were kind of working on, and this is a document I was reading on a desktop or a Mac. When I open it in Word, when I open it in mobile, it shows me, welcome back, pick up from where you left. So it actually allows me to resume reading where I left, so that I don't have to find that information. Second, when I'm reading a document, I see some of the comments already placed in there. Because I'm reviewing it, it's good for me to see the comments that are given on this document. A single tap on it brings in the comments pane. Now you can actually, in a very mobile-friendly way, swipe in to see all the comments. Now coming to a feature that we were talking about. Now, while I was reviewing it, I believe the data here has to be rectified once. So what I can do is I can just start a new comment and @mention Deborah. So pretty cool people picker. I haven't even started typing anything, and it gives me the list of colleagues who I work with. I can @mention Deborah and just ask a question. Maybe, can you maybe check this? So what happens in this case is a notification actually goes to Deborah right away as an email notification right now. In future we have plans to enable mobile notifications, right? So it goes to Deborah, who can actually make a change. So my colleague Deborah is sitting there. She's just acting on the notification right now, and we'll see the complete flow kind of working. So @mentions is a pretty important feature that we are bullish about, and the reason for that is anytime you need someone to give specific attention, right, @mention is the right way to go. And @mentions is a pretty familiar space in terms of mobile as well. No, the Deborah's notification is not in yet, so I'll have to blabber a bit. So just be with me, thank you. Yeah, so this is the notification that we get. Click on the notification. In a single click, you will not, Megan, I'll not just be able to open the document, but it will also take me exactly to the place where the comment was made. Right? So this was the comment I made. Can you check this? And Deborah just replied, done. We just want to have shorter conversations on mobile. And the other cool feature is that while I'm reviewing, right, if you look on the top left, which says 2 people, so Deborah is co-authoring this document along with me right now. And if you see, pretty cool real-time typing is something that you can see before we jump, so that I always see what is the latest information, even when multiple people are co-authoring a document. Pretty cool, guys. So this was about collab. And then with that, I'd want to go to one more feature that's pretty interesting. And for that, I just need to switch. So how about reading long documents on mobile, right? That can be solved. But there are a lot of people who like listening to podcasts. So why not have an ability to listen to these documents? Let's see how this works. So I can invoke the palette. I have a read aloud mode.
Seattle, Washington. Proposal summary. SailSure will employ a team of experts in the weight various aspects of sailboat repair to provide repair services in our repair facility in South Seattle or on-site at
So you can not only read the document, but you can actually
business
skip paragraphs
description.
using these navigation
SailSure
points.
emergency repair crew will consist of experts in marine electronics, sail and fabric maintenance, marine plumbing.
Yeah, so just to give you an idea, from tomorrow onwards, you can actually listen to your documents while you are driving, similar to the way you do with your podcasts. So with that, this was all about new features demo, and we'll again switch back to the slides. Thank you so much. You have been a pretty good audience.
Thank you, Pankaj. So in terms of how to get started, and this may be something that it may not be new since it seems like most of you guys are already using the mobile apps. So as a quick reminder, this is part of Pro Plus. So for any organization who has Office 365 Pro Plus, this comes already with not only the PC and Mac versions of the apps, but also with the Android and iOS already part of that for anybody who's using Pro Plus. So just a reminder in terms of the different capabilities that we get on the perpetual versions. And then this is all the new goodness that you get, all the intelligence features, a lot of the security capabilities, plus a whole lot more as part of Pro Plus, and then always up-to-date PC, Mac, and Android, iOS, and web versions of the apps. In terms of how to get them, it's pretty simple and straightforward, right? They're available on Google Play or on the App Store. And the only thing that people need to do is just to log in onto the apps, download the apps, and log in with their O365 credentials. And then that unlocks all the premium capabilities that are only available for subscribers. This is not an Intune session, but we just wanted to do a quick call out in terms of the fact that Intune managed mobile apps. There's a really tight integration with Intune, and there's a lot of capabilities in terms of security, manageability, and data protection that we get. And this is just a list of some of the ones that could be relevant. The secure access, multi-factor authentication, all the data protection where you can either block certain scenarios like screen captures or data encryption, as well as this can be for both sort of MDM or with enrollment and without enrollment scenarios. So in this case, people can only use the mobile application management for the mobile apps or for any other sort of line of business applications that they may have. And then also the information rights management, also it's part of the sort of the Intune security capabilities. And for further sessions, I believe that either tomorrow or the next day, there's some Intune specific sessions where you can get a lot more in terms of EMS and all the security and data protection issues. Also, we'd like to do a quick call out on the Office Insider programs. I don't know if, is anybody part of the Insiders program for you guys? Great, okay, so great or not. I think this is, for those of you who are not yet, this is a very good way of providing feedback, getting access to the latest builds, and just really helping us develop the apps and make the apps even better and get all their feedback. So this is, if you have not, there will be links on the PowerPoint on how to access and how to enroll in the Office Insiders program. That's basically what we had. So again, thanks a lot. If there are any other follow-up questions, we'll be happy to entertain them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Question for you. That reading your document, I know that you build everything on top of Word. Does that also apply to Outlook?
I believe it's already there in Outlook.
So from Outlook mobile, you can read your...
I believe that. I believe that.
I believe that's right, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, then co-authoring, is it just available for Word? or for other
It's
applications?
it's for all Word, Excel, and PowerPoint.
Okay. And the ad mentions that you showed, in other demos we saw that ad mentions will lead to a to-do task. What about the mobile apps? Is it only a comment?
So even in the other demos, I think there are two parts to it, right? One is what is present today. So ad mentions today is only with comments, but the future roadmap is to be able to convert it into a full workflow, including the to-dos.
So it will be the same then?
Yes, very soon, yes.
Do you have a roadmap for that?
For mobile, it's in talk right now is what I can say. It's in talk right now. But as I said, right, so any cool feature that comes in, let's say, Win32 or Mac, will eventually come in all endpoints so that you don't find any difference working. You choose your device and start working on that. So very soon it will be.
Yeah.
Do you have plans to include like presence information in the Outlook app, like where you can just see the presence information for the center of the email?
It is there. It's my bad I didn't show that to you. Yes, so let's say 5 people are actually working on a document. You would see the presence information to see who is working on which part. In Word.
Outlook app?
In Word. Oh, you want that in Outlook?
Yeah, I'm asking about Outlook app actually.
That I'll have to confirm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that is in the purge, but I don't think that it's available right now.
Okay. And like, I'm not sure if there are like recent updates to the Outlook app, but in the Outlook app, you can set your automatic replies, but it doesn't give you flexibility to set like what date and time you want to set that up. It just gives you like you just turn it on or off. So any plans to make it more granular, so you can just specify date and time when?
A good question, I would say, because I'm a product manager for Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. I would not exactly know it, but then there is a booth running, right? They will be able to assist you on that.
No problem. Thank you.
But I agree with that. That's the pain even we feel. That has
All right.
the feature has to be there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I might have missed it, but the insert for a picture, is that available now?
It is available in Insiders right now.
Oh, but
On Android. It's available in Android Insiders right now. Very soon it will be production on Android, and we'll follow fast on iOS.
Oh, okay, so it's not available on the iPhone.
Very soon it will be. Right now it's in Android.
Okay, thank you.
But maybe, I mean, it won't be long. It would very soon come to iOS as well.
iOS.
Hi, this is not necessarily a mobile question, but the app mentions, are those based on who you're sharing the document with, or are those just sourced from the address book?
From the address book.
Okay, so what if your structure, you use @ in front of all your distribution lists? Is that going to make things, we've not converted to O365 yet. I'm trying to look at problems that might come up. Is that going to cause a problem?
So help me understand your scenario. I mean,
Our distribution list structure, everything starts with an @ sign.
Oh, awesome. Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah. Yeah, because it'd be double ant.
That's, okay.
Right.
But then read it as a, yeah.
Then that's a very interesting case study. Thanks for bringing it up. We will try to see. It should work for your scenario as well. If it doesn't, I would say it would be a bug on our side.
That's the way everyone's trained, though. You've got to.
No, I understand that. I mean,
Yeah.
asking you guys to change your distribution list format or your account directory is not the right thing. If it doesn't work, I think that should be a bug on us.
So you're saying if it doesn't work, you don't know.
Right now, I don't know.
Okay.
I'll find that out.
Okay, and I can just find you in the booth or
In the booth.
something?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
Hi, please.
Hi. Is the picture-to-text feature coming to Word too?
Yes, very soon. Why not?
With
Yes.
Excel or later?
I'm sorry?
With Excel or later?
What? Sorry?
Like after Excel. Excel will be the first one, and then we'll be rolling it out to the other apps.
Yes.
Thank you.
Excel is coming very soon. Yeah, then it will come for Word and PowerPoint as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.